Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Whiteout Survival, we're going to do a very quick guide for Mercenary Prestige. This is an event that has increasing levels of difficulty that gives you rewards the further you get, and you should aspire to get to the max levels of this event every single time that it shows up. Now, the way this event works is pretty straightforward. At a personal level, you're going to choose the level of difficulty that you want to do. I'm currently on the highest level of difficulty shown over here with 5 stars, and each time you complete a level of difficulty, the next time that the event shows up, you can then do the next highest star level of difficulty. Now, within each sort of level of difficulty, there's 50 different levels you need to complete. So I'm doing the 5-star version of this event, and there are 50 different levels that I need to go and complete. Now, the way this works is I summon the unit I want to go and fight. Then I go to hit attack. I do want to point out a recommendation here is that every time you summon something to fight and every time you go to attack, it's using up stamina. So if you can complete this with Gina, it's a huge win to save on stamina. So I'm going to go do that now. And after I complete this, I can go summon level 8, then level 9, then level 10. And this goes on and on and on, all the way up to level 50. Now, there are a couple ways that you can go and complete a stage, which I think is important to discuss. So when I summon the next version of this, now we're up to level 8, you'll notice that I can attack, rally, or request help. Now, there's definitely a difference between each of these different approaches. Obviously, running a rally is going to cost you more to go and do. So if you couldn't defeat a level otherwise, you might consider rallying it to get the support of your allies. But requesting help means that someone else could, I believe, rally it on your behalf. And if they do that, well, now you take advantage of the heroes that they have. Okay, so I'm just going to attack this regularly, as you see here. And this is the core of the event. You go and you do this over and over. We just had our castle battle, so I'll heal those up real quick. But you go all the way to level 50 in this event, all right? Now, as you progress, you'll notice that your rewards get better and better and better to the higher sort of stage you progress to. So I mentioned that level 50 is the highest difficulty you can complete, or the highest stage you can complete within a difficulty tier. And so by getting to level 50 at the end of the event, I will get all of the rewards you see here. You do not get these rewards each time you defeat a level. That would be actually the most insane rewards for an event of all time. Yeah, that would be too good to be true. All right, so we're going to swing and do the next one here. Now, as your alliance gets further and further into this event, you'll be able to summon different bosses that you can go and fight together. You're going to want to pick a time, typically after Bear Trap, when your alliance will be online, because you can only get rewards from this if you're online and take a swing at one of the units. So there are different levels of units. You need to have certain prerequisites met in order to summon a boss of a different level of difficulty here. So for example, 20 alliance members have to have defeated level 40 personal targets on Nightmare or higher. 10 of our alliance members have done that so far, all right? So you summon in these alliance bosses. Everybody typically sends a small army to get a little bit of damage in so that they register for getting some kind of reward. Then later you have people swing back in and clean them out entirely. And typically you do that over the course of like 5 or 10 minutes. You know, you get all the bosses done after Bear Trap. Feels pretty reasonable to me, okay? So we've covered the personal aspect of this event. We've covered the alliance aspect of this event. You will notice, however, that people are requesting help, okay? So in this case, you can see that my alliance member, Chitalu, is trying to do 2-star stage 19, all right? And I can hit help. If I hit help, I'm the one that rallies it, okay? If I rally it, I pick the timer. We'll do this now so you can see how this works. I'm going to use the Gina to lower my stamina cost by 5. Other troops are marching to this. Oh, I guess I should not rally this. Someone else has already taken care of it. Oh, GG. Woo! Look at that Sparkle Horse go, man. I really do like that cosmetic. It is Pretty hilarious. All right. So, yeah, helping your alliance members. Oh, yeah, it says Rally Team 1 on there. So there was an indicator that that was happening. Now, it is worth mentioning that I believe that certain levels here might be more difficult than others. So like level 10 is showing as a different color here. Let's scout this. It says it's a Phaethon Scout. Challenger Chiscool. I could rally it. I could request help. I don't think I need to do either of those things. So I'll just swing in. Now, if you are having difficulty with this event, one thing you could consider doing is trying to time when you do your attempts with when you have other buffs active. So for example, if you do buff up for Frostfire Mine or Foundry, if those events happen to be occurring around the same time, you can try to take advantage of having those buffs to go and do this. Ah, yeah, you can see this is a blue tier difficulty, whereas the other one was red. Okay, I think maybe it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 that are technically maybe higher difficulty. But if we get a look at the full rules here, all right, we can get a peek here. So for the Mercenary Challenge, personal aspect of this event, Chiefs attempt the Mercenary Challenge on multiple difficulties. Chiefs can also request rallies from allies to help against the Phaethon soldiers that are above a certain level. Each of these requests requires a mercenary contract. Chiefs receive 5 mercenary contracts at the start of the event. So you can only do that so many times. Now, the elite bounties for the Alliance, an R4 or higher of the Alliance officers has to summon it. That's what we were talking about earlier. And all Alliance members then participate by swinging in and attacking, defeat the captain to earn big rewards for all Alliance participants. Okay, this is actually very straightforward and a very brief instruction list. It didn't actually mention whether or not 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 was more difficult, but it was in red, so I'm just assuming that that's an indicator of a higher level of difficulty. I suppose we could look at the power level to figure that out. And, you know, I've done this event now multiple times, and I would say that it is rare to be able to just like full complete this event without using some amount of stamina cans, the old tuna cans here. So I think you'll probably end up popping some of those anyways to get this done. So my recommendation would be to make sure you get it done when it's convenient for you and not to forget about it. One thing that I think alliances fall behind on is their alliance chests, and I'll explain that in a second here. So if everybody's spending all their stamina doing this, they aren't spending their stamina rallying polar terrors. And the thing is that you can only get a limited number of polar terror chests per day. That number is 500, right? So in my alliance, we're doing this now where like everybody's doing the mercenary event. We probably should spend some stamina cans and still rally some polar terrors so that we can be claiming polar terror chests and polar terror rewards. Maybe that's a little bit of a micro optimization, but it's something that I've definitely noticed that during this event, the volume of polar terror rallies goes way down. And it's understandable. Like everybody's got plenty of stuff to spend their stamina on, right? So if you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. This event is generally pretty straightforward. It's a loot pinata. The quality of the loot you'll get at the end when the pinata pops goes up and up and up based on the stage you complete. There's 5 levels of difficulty. Each level of difficulty has 50 stages, but in any one time that the event shows up, you can only go to stage 50, and then only in the next version of the event can you go to a higher star level of difficulty, all right? I think that summarizes it pretty cleanly, all right? And don't forget your alliance bosses, GG. Enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. You're looking for other early game guides designed to help you get value and smash your enemies. Check the cards in the end screen here and here. One is going to be an overall tips and tricks video. The other is going to be a big mistakes to avoid video. And I think both of these are super helpful for new players. It's the advice I wish that I had now that I am, 141 days into the game. GG. All right, until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.